Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into something specific, a method for learning English that sounds, well, pretty effective.
That's right. It's less about hitting the grammar books hard and more about absorption, really.
Exactly. Our focus today is how listening, specifically repeated listening to the same thing, can help you acquire English more naturally, almost without trying too hard.
Mm-hmm. We're drawing this from a guide. It's called How to Use This Video Effectively, a simple 3-step listening routine.
Okay.
And the core idea is this combination of regular, spaced-out listening and consciously noticing useful bits of language.
Right. Consistent effort, but maybe less intense effort than people think they need. So let's jump into step one. The guide talks about the power of 3 listens.
Yeah, this is fundamental. The recommendation is listen to the same audio or video 3 times in a day.
Okay, 3 times. Like maybe morning commute, lunch break, evening.
Something like that, exactly. The crucial part, though, is that they must be spread out. You don't just listen 3 times back to back.
Ah, okay. Why is that separation so important? Does it, let it sink in?
Precisely. Think of it like visiting a place you know well, but at different times. You always notice new things, right? A shadow here, a sound there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Your brain gets a chance to process it differently each time when there's a gap. It's hitting that sweet spot for memory. They call it the spacing effect in learning theory.
Interesting. So it's not just brute force repetition, it's smarter repetition.
Right. And the guide also suggests this helps you start, almost subconsciously, to think in English.
Oh, that's the holy grail for learners, isn't it? Thinking in the language.
It really is. This constant, gentle exposure kind of nudges your brain in that direction. It's developing familiarity, not just memorizing lists.
Okay, so develop, don't just memorize. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's move to step 2 then. This one sounds really active. Intentional phrase selection.
Yes. So, during those 3 listening sessions, your job isn't just to passively listen. It's to actively find and maybe jot down 2 or 3 expressions.
Just 2 or 3, not everything.
Nope, just a couple. Things that you find useful or maybe just interesting. Things you could actually imagine yourself saying.
Okay. What kind of things? Like
Okay.
full sentences or...
It could be either. The guide mentions examples like maybe a chunk like get a lot of buzz or down the road or even a full sentence frame like the real deal is.
Gotcha. So things you might actually hear or want to use in conversation, practical application.
Exactly. It makes the learning feel relevant, not abstract.
And do you stick with the same 2 or 3 phrases across all 3 listens that day? Or grab new ones each time?
Well, the guide suggests either approach works, which is interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes you might want to really focus on the same phrase to let it sink in. Other times, different things might jump out at you depending on your mood or what you understood better that time. Both ways help.
Flexibility is good. So what are the big benefits of doing this active selection? Why is it better than just listening?
2 main things, really. First, it forces you to listen more closely. You have a mission, right? Find those phrases.
So your attention is sharper. You're engaged.
Exactly. You're not zoning out. And second, it makes the learning stickier. Because you chose the phrase, it has some personal meaning or interest.
The emotional connection. Learning things that resonate.
Precisely. It taps into that deeper level of memory, beyond just rote learning.
Okay, this sounds, well, manageable. 3 spaced listens, grab a couple useful phrases each time. What's the final piece of advice?
It's crucial, actually. It's basically trust the process and don't panic.
Don't panic. Meaning?
Meaning you absolutely do not need to understand every single word you hear. Not on the first listen, maybe not even on the third.
That's a relief. Because
Yeah.
the urge is always to look everything up, right?
It is. But this method says resist that urge. Don't get bogged down in constant note-taking or dictionary checks.
So just listen. And notice the bits you notice.
Yes. Keep listening consistently. Keep noticing those few key phrases. And importantly, try to find content you actually enjoy listening to.
Enjoyment helps. Definitely.
Yeah. And trust that your brain is doing work in the background. It's picking up patterns, rhythms, sounds, even when you're not consciously analyzing every single thing. The final thought is really affirming. Every listen counts. Even if it feels like a struggle one day, that exposure is still building something.
Okay, let's quickly summarize then. The core method. Listen to the same thing 3 times a day spread out.
Mm-hmm. Morning, lunch, evening, perhaps.
And during each listen, actively identify just 2 or 3 expressions that seem useful or interesting to you.
Write them down, maybe say them aloud, make them yours.
And the benefit is faster, more natural language learning without that feeling of being totally overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's about integrating English into your life in a sustainable way. You might just find yourself having those aha moments where things click and English feels a bit more internal.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? This simple shift, spaced repetition, active, focused noticing.
Could it work for other things?
Yeah, like learning a new skill, remembering complex information.
That's a great thought to leave people with.